Move on, boys. Come on. There we go.
I think it's wonderful. I think no better person to run for the presidency. No one has earned, that entitlement more than Martin McGuinness. I've known him since he was in short trousers. I knew his mother, I knew his whole family. I think it's such a boost for the presidency, for the whole candidature thing. I think it's a boost for Derry. I think it's just amazing.
And ordinary people in Derry, are they talking much of this?
Oh, good Lord, it's nothing else. You talk about nothing else. Since the start, even before, and not just in Derry. I mean, I have two sons in the United States and we're in contact all the time. It's great. It has generated such great excitement. And it's something, 40 years ago, I'm thinking back, would we ever have imagined it? But here we are, and why not? Isn't it time, that somebody like Martin McGuinness, who's devoted his whole life, no matter what the pundits say, about trying to make peace, about trying to reconcile the communities north and south, about trying to create a new Ireland, because that's really what we're about. I think he'd make a wonderful president.
What a send-off. And I have to say I'm very, very deeply honoured that all of you, such a huge crowd, has come here to send me off on my journey around Ireland's 32 counties. A journey I'm looking forward to very much indeed. I'm really honoured to have on the platform all of the people who have been so much part of my life for a very, very long time. Father Michael Kenny, Reverend David Latimer. I'm also absolutely delighted that Stephen Kenny is here, the manager of Derry City. And also, just as importantly, John Brennan, the manager of the Gaelic County Team. And two of the greatest footballers in Ireland, Paddy Bradley and Kevin McCloy. And of course, Paddy and Eileen Doherty. And we do go back a very, very long time, and I hold both those people in the very, very highest of regard. Absolutely honoured that when I come out of the house today in Westland Terrace, I walked onto Westland Street to see the banner from Civil Rights to a New Republic carried by the relatives of those who were killed on Bloody Sunday. That was a big honour for me to see that. And I suppose more important than all else is my wife, Bernie. Who's the shy and private one of the family. And of course my daughters, Grania and Fanula, and my sons, Fiacra and Emmett, and my 5 grandchildren. But to have the people of Derry from the Craigan, the Bogside, the Waterside, the Brandywell, Shantallow and all around the city here is the greatest honour that could be bestowed upon me. It's been a long and very hard and very difficult journey. And I mentioned the Bloody Sunday families, and I'm also very conscious that in this crowd there are many, many people who have lost loved ones as a result of the conflict. And my heart still, even after all those years, goes out to all of them. Also very conscious that many British soldiers lost their lives in this city. Members of the RUC, members of the UDR, innocent civilians lost their lives. My heart goes out to all of their relatives. When we set out on our journey, I suppose for me, I was 18 years of age on the 5th of October 1968, when people marched in Duke Street for equality and for civil rights. I was shocked to see that my father was on that march. My father was a deeply religious person. He was a daily communicant, and it was a huge surprise to me to know that he was on that march. So life became very difficult after that. After October the 5th, 1968, our lives and our city changed forever. And a very bitter struggle ensued. And there was a lot of heartbreak, and there was nothing glorious about it, and a lot of people's lives were broken. But at the same time, a lot of people stood up to be counted and to demand that they no longer be treated as second-class citizens. So when I set out on my journey, I and the people that I represented were treated as second-class citizens. But I am now the epitome. When I held the position of Deputy First Minister, a co-equal position with both Ian Paisley and Peter Robinson, the epitome of the fact that I am now, and you are all, first-class citizens in a first-class city. So here I am now, embarked on a journey. What am I offering the people of Ireland? I am offering them leadership. I am offering them courageous leadership. Because when I took a decision, I thought about the events of the last number of years, the economic crisis that exists throughout the island of Ireland, but particularly in the south. I thought about the selfishness and the greed of the speculators, of the bankers, and the mishandling of that situation by the politicians. And I said to myself, it's time for somebody to become a beacon of hope for the future. And that's why I decided that you have to lead from the front. So I want to be a president for the people who have long lanes up to their houses in County Mayo and County Galway, whose sons had to leave in mass immigration from this island. I want to be a president for those people who find it difficult to find educational support for their children, or those people who have difficulty availing of health services. I want to be a president of the people. The second thing I want to do is use whatever international reputation I have. And Peter Robinson and I have used our reputations very successfully in the United States over the last number of years and bringing thousands of jobs from United States companies to the north of Ireland. I want to be able to walk into any boardroom in the United States and canvass foreign direct investment for the benefit of all of Ireland's 32 counties. The third thing I want to do is continue to keep Áras an Uachtaráin open to our unionist and loyalist brothers and sisters, to accelerate the work that Mary McAleese and Martin engaged in, to put in place an accelerated process for national reconciliation, and also to open it to those who have been victims of the conflict. One of the most heartwarming experiences that I have had over the last number of days has been the number of people who have contacted me from both the unionist community and the nationalist community who have lost loved ones at the hands of the IRA. People who have pledged their support for me going forward for the presidency of my country. That has been absolutely magnificent, heartwarming and hugely supportive as I go forward on this fairly incredible journey over the next 4 weeks. So this is what it's all about. I'm proud to be from Derry. I'm proud that I'm in Derry City tonight. I'm proud that this is the first leg of our journey across all of Ireland's 32 counties. And let the message go out very, very clear. If the people of this city and the rest of the north of Ireland, by dint of their Irish citizenship, were entitled to the vote in this election, we would have won this election hands down. So we'll see what happens. I will go forward. I will do my best. I know that there are people, some within the media and some with political agendas, who are totally and absolutely opposed to someone who was a former member of the IRA becoming the President of Ireland. And I ask them, has there been a new rule? So the other reasons that I'm in this election is to let everybody know through Ireland's 32 counties that I am a Derry man, that I am from Derry City, and that we too are part of Ireland. Goramila Mila, my Agha Maharta.
A magnificent evening. What's your reaction to the rally tonight?
Oh, it's absolutely fantastic. I mean, several thousand people on the Bogside. Confirms, I think, what everybody knew, that there's massive excitement in the north about my involvement in the presidential election. And I'm now setting off on what I hope will be a very interesting journey over the next number of weeks right around Ireland's 32 counties, and look forward very much to going out and just meeting ordinary people in towns and villages and cities, and it's going to be a great adventure.
You mentioned that you were canvassing last night in North City and Dublin, in fact in Sheriff Street. What was the reaction of the people in that area?
It was absolutely fantastic, and I mean it had a massive impact on me, because when you go into the youth clubs and the community centres and you see the people who are volunteering their work to give young people a life, it's absolutely heartwarming, but it stands in stark contrast to the speculators and the bankers and the greedy people, the selfish people who effectively destroy the economy in the south. So this is why I'm standing in the election. It's about standing up for people. It's about standing up for those people who are some of the most marginalised within society, standing up for people who have had to see their sons and daughters emigrate out of Ireland, standing up for those who are facing mass unemployment, and standing up by leading by example, by making it absolutely clear that I have no interest in a presidential salary, and that I am exploring the prospect that the presidential salary could actually be used to bring 6 unemployed young people off the dole queues and into employment. So I think that's the sort of leadership that people need at this time.
Martin McGuinness, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.